The night was thick with shadows, the rain pelting down in relentless sheets that danced on the windshield like spectral apparitions. My hands gripped the steering wheel, knuckles pale and trembling, as the headlights carved a narrow path through the impenetrable blackness. The only solace was the rhythmic drumming of the rain on the roof, drowning out the silence that loomed beyond. The winding road seemed to stretch into eternity, twisting and turning, each bend revealing only more obscurity. The wipers fought valiantly against the onslaught, their feeble swipes painting the outside world in ghostly streaks. Lightning crackled, splitting the sky in jagged, blinding bolts, momentarily illuminating the desolation that surrounded me. There were no other cars in sight. The world had become a forsaken realm, severed from reality. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss, that I had crossed into a domain where the living had no place. But there was no turning back now, not with the relentless rain and the road that seemed to stretch on forever. The shadows seemed to whisper, beckoning, their forms shifting and writhing at the periphery of my vision. I could almost make out figures, pale and ethereal, moving in the drenched underbrush, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. I blinked, convinced it was just the trickery of my weary mind. But they remained, lurking in the edge of sight. A sudden flash of lightning revealed a figure standing at the roadside, shrouded in a tattered cloak that clung to its form like a funeral shroud. My heart leapt into my throat, and I slammed on the brakes, the tires skidding and screaming in protest. The figure remained unmoved, its eyes twin orbs of piercing white, fixed on me. As the rain cascaded down in thick curtains, I fumbled for the switch to lower the window, a sense of dread coursing through me. The figure's presence was suffocating, its gaze unyielding. "Do you need help?" I called out, my voice swallowed by the rain. The figure's head tilted, as if considering my offer, before it stepped forward, revealing a face gaunt and pallid, like a phantom risen from the grave. Its lips parted, revealing teeth like shards of broken glass. It spoke, the words a raspy whisper, barely audible over the tempest. "Lost. Souls?" It hissed, its voice carrying an eerie resonance that seemed to emanate from deep within the earth itself. Before I could react, it lunged, its skeletal fingers clawing at the window. Panic surged through me, and I slammed my foot on the gas pedal, the tires squealing in protest as I sped away, leaving the specter behind in the driving rain. Time lost all meaning as I hurtled through the night, the world outside reduced to a blur of phantasmal shapes. The rain continued its relentless assault, the wipers groaning in protest. Lightning painted the world in stark, fleeting flashes, revealing a landscape of desolation and despair. And then, as if by some cruel twist of fate, the road abruptly came to an end. I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching in agony as I skidded to a stop at the precipice of a yawning chasm. The abyss below seemed to stretch into infinity, an impenetrable void that swallowed all light. Desperation clawed at me, my breath ragged and labored. There was no turning back, no escape from the nightmarish tableau that surrounded me. The rain fell in a ceaseless torrent, washing away all hope. As I sat there, teetering on the edge of the abyss, a voice whispered in the recesses of my mind, a haunting refrain that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the night. "Lost. Souls," it intoned, a chorus of spectral echoes. And then, with a sickening lurch, the ground gave way, sending me plummeting into the void. The world spun in a dizzying whirl, the rain and shadows merging into a maelstrom of darkness. In that final, terrifying moment, I glimpsed a twisted smile on the face of the figure that had haunted my journey, its eyes gleaming with malevolent satisfaction. And then, there was nothing.